Good morning. Well, good afternoon now, and it's still the morning. Welcome to Lausanne for Swiss Mixed Nationals 2025. Getting your coverage here on Alti TV. We are into the bronze medal game. These two teams went into the semis with hopes of taking gold and possibly the ticket to WCC, but that has been foiled, and now they have to fight it out for the final remaining medal. Flying Colors of Sursi taking on Panthers of Bern. My name's Stefan Rapazzo, joined by Pauli Elzipin. Did I say your name right here in Switzerland?
Yes, almost.
Poili.
Poili, yes, it's a little the umlaut, but only in Switzerland. Otherwise, I'm known as Paul.
Okay, but Poili here in Switzerland. Poili, you're playing for ZU Mixed. You guys are in the
Correct.
final.
Also correct.
So you played Panthers in the semi yesterday. How was that game?
We took it very serious because we had a very tight quarter against Basel Air. They actually gave us a really good fight, and we went back trailing and had to come back. And then against Panthers, we were a bit worried, and then I think we just kind of ran away with that energy because they couldn't match I think, in depth. And I think that's also what they have to do here is that they have a very short roster, and I can later maybe share some insights on playing on the D-line against them in the entire game yesterday. They have quite fun matchups. They do some wild stuff, and it works.
Yeah.
And then it works to the extent that it's their system, and that's very annoying to play against. But on the occasional miss happening, you can gain quite some momentum, especially on the mental side, I think.
Okay, and then what about the Flying Colors? Have you had a chance to play them this weekend or last?
We played them last weekend. I was not able to be there on Sunday, unfortunately. It was our closest game so far, and I personally know many of them from coaching them or playing with them in recent years, and I think they're the ones that had a really rough first weekend and then got 7th seed in the first division in Switzerland for some reason, and then now ended up beating everyone on their way here, except for a very tight semi against Gorillas, I think, which was on stream as well.
That was a great game. They played very well. They had a tough universe point, a tough last turnover as well. But seems like a very young team, up and coming.
Yes.
Maybe not the youngest team here because there are a few that are very young. But
yes.
a lot of teenagers on this side, a lot of 20-somethings. I don't think any of them, maybe one, Stefan Muff, who's into his 30s, and he's only just 30. So if that's the oldest player on the team, that's a pretty young team.
I think they're one of those young teams that were really young, like 1 or 2 seasons ago, and really gelled together, and now can use that synergy to actually play consistent high-level Ultimate. I think last year already they were in the finals, if I'm not mistaken, and deservedly so. I thought they were my favorite last season. I was coaching another mixed team, and they were my scary opponent, and we'll see what they do here.
All right, we are underway. Panthers in white, Flying Colors in black. Panthers will receive, and it's Polmeyer to start things up. In fact, the Polmeyer siblings. Clara Polmeyer from center goes to brother Jan Philip. And he looks for a gainer, but off target. I think Schemp was the target there, but definitely not on. Pick up for Jona Odermatt. Break chance on the first point of the game. Odermatt leads forward, gets a connection there. That's Bieri. Bieri waits, then high, and that one bounces off the hand of Odermatt. The throw a little bit short, 2 turnovers already.
Yeah, second chance for Panthers. I think Schemp is a good name to mention because he wasn't here yesterday or last weekend, so maybe that's a difference maker, and played on the national team last season. And they missed her yesterday.
She was here for the first game yesterday, and that was it.
Oh,
and had to leave for a nephew's 2nd birthday party.
Okay, that's some in-depth knowledge here.
Polmeyer sends Island. Great lefty grab behind the body and led into the corner. Well done to put the toe down. Oberson gets the goal, and Panthers get a hold despite giving it up once.
Yeah, I mean, the turnover from Colors was, I think, as unfortunate as the one from Panthers. So maybe this is just some first points, figuring out that feeding the disc to the middle of the field is maybe not the most efficient way to keep possession. But yeah, forcing it on those in break throws is one of those things that Panthers do really well, especially within the man matching side. I think those were 3 or 4 successive man matching to man matching throws to score there. They're also really hard to shut down, and then they do cycle in everyone. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Very important question to start the game. Stylistically, which uniform's better here? The Panthers, white, yellow, kind of Pittsburgh Steelers look, black and yellow, or the Flying Colors, black and white with the rainbow burst on the bottom of the jerseys.
So I'm a rainbow fan. I have to go with colors here, but I do very much like the dark jersey of Panthers because it's so retro that it's good again.
Okay.
It's like such a weird yellow, but
it's a gold.
Yes.
A gold mellow yellow. Okay, well, here come the Flying Colors. Odomat goes to Gamma. High stall count, but gets it away. That one's for Ziesweiler. And in the middle for Ackerman. Bloom sends to the end zone, and that's a goal. Mona Hartman there for the reception. So a clean hold for Flying Colors on their first possession.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I think maybe there was a forced middle from Panthers, or at least there was lots of uncontested throws to the middle on matchups that looked like they were just like running under, beating their matchups. As long as that works, that works. And I think those nice, sharp inside shots is something that they have, and especially they can really use because of their synergy from really knowing each. Like, this is the first step that my matchup's gonna, like, my in some case siblings gonna do, or friends since whenever. And
a handful of siblings on both of these teams. The Gammas, the Ziesweilers.
Hartmann, senior, Silvan Hartmann, unfortunately not playing, is on the sideline somewhere here. I think he might be scoring, in fact.
And then on the other side, you get the Polmeyers and the Gadamians.
Yes.
That could be it on the field, but I mean, there's a couple Muellers, but I'm not convinced that they are siblings.
Yeah, this
Loic
is where
and Timon.
This is where I have to admit that I haven't been in Switzerland long enough to know all the lore, but of some of it I know. Some more lore is, for example, from Colors, but maybe later on that.
Okay, well, for now, Polmeyer throws low. Legenhage gets down to keep it up. And Stoller goes to the Sol Gadamian. Now Polmeyer. That's Clara. Stoller was not sure if that was for him and kind of turned around and realized it would have been.
Yeah, they were stuck on that sideline quite a bit, and it didn't seem like the cutting was getting them away.
So second point for Panthers on 0, and they've turned it over again, and they've got it back again, luckily. Stefan Muff throws that forehand off target.
Yeah, that was an inside shot that did not work out, so maybe they should have been siblings.
Stick to sibling shots for goals, or at least for inside shots.
Yeah, well, the last score wasn't sibling either, to be entirely correct, but it was at least two people that have played with each other a lot.
Eileen to Stoller. He uses... he misses it. I thought he got that on the layout.
Yeah.
But now Flying Colors, second chance to break on the goal line this time.
Yeah, this is where you get to see the red zone practice, which might have happened all season or not. I think both of these teams have very few reps in these rosters, so we'll see.
Ziesweiler from the doorstep.
Oh.
Now looks to the backfield. There was no dump available, and Gadamian defends his end zone, as you'd expect for him to do. Stoller, Thailand, and Gadamian goes, and hand block on the point. Gadamian still has a second effort, and Odomat picks up, sends deep, and Stoller steals the block from behind.
I really like the direction of this game because I think both these teams like to shoot. Both of them have people that can jump very high and athletically, and I think that would be very entertaining if they just keep shooting it.
Yeah, they're definitely going for it here.
I think anytime Gadamian with number 70 is going to strike deep, people are going to throw it to him. I don't think there's anyone that beats him on a floating disc.
In Switzerland or in this game?
In this game, there's a certain young one on colors I want to see try. But at least, for example, yesterday on our team, I think he beat anyone comfortably, including myself, unfortunately.
He's pretty awesome in the air. I've enjoyed him yesterday.
Yep.
Stoller's going for him this time. There's a few in the area. Gadamian was the biggest. He got the thumb there. He had to lean forward for it, but out of the hand again.
Was this my first instant of a commentator's curse?
It may well have been.
I apologize.
Don't apologize. It happens without any intention.
Yes,
They just
that is
happen.
very true.
You try and say something nice about somebody, and then these things happen. Odermatt leads high. Moof has it bobble out of the hands. And the turnover count is high on this point.
Yeah, and again, it seems like a non-trivial shot to take as a first pass for colors. I think this is the third turnover on defensive chances where they don't look for easy passes, but try to really gain an advantage.
Legenhager to Stoller, straight back again. Now shoots deep, Gadamian the target, and goes up big, and a little bit of a misread, but off the hand once again.
Yeah, strong curse.
Strong curse.
Strong curse. Let's see, this is 3 different people hucking as well, so maybe it's the 4th. Let's see who else on this line can try.
Now they're wondering, did it go at the sideline or did it go at the back line? And the insistence that it went out the back line by Loic Muller. High. Well taken. And led up line. Zisweiler gets it to Zisweiler, the sibling connection. Odermatt looking for Zisweiler and hits him to take a break. And that was a long point for a break against, so it looks like Panthers will change their line.
Yeah, so maybe that's some insights from yesterday. I don't think they have fixed offensive and defensive rotations. At least they told me that on the sideline. I don't think that's secret tactics because of their short roster and because they, anyways, rumors are that they had, I think, 1 practice before the first round of Swiss Nationals as this team. So I don't think they have too many systems built into lines. But that can be an advantage as well. Like, we couldn't really prepare for matchups. Like, we had to be ready for everyone on every point. And then they also didn't need to cross over their star players because they anyways played. I think strong possession from Colors on this final point. They did look off a few options that were a bit tighter, waited for open people, and they also played nice cross-gender switches or abused Panthers maybe poaching off some cross-gender switches and then got free open unders. Patient in the red zone, of course, in the same 3 meters of the sideline the entire pitch, but if it's the score, it's the score.
Shout out to the chat, Mark Schwartz, Ale Panthers. And don't they speak German in Bern?
No, that's a secret. Switzerland, the German-speaking part of Switzerland, very proudly speaks German only, except for all the French words they use.
Okay, and Pohlmeier looking for Hostetler, and she does get there. I did not think she was going to get there, but she puts on the Jets. Now Hostetler, wait. Pohlmeier gives the up line. She tries to get around. Big, tough mark by Mona Hartmann, and that one gets knocked away. Ackerman gets a finger to it.
Yeah, trapped on the sideline. Really nice receive. I never doubted her. I know she's very quick. She roasted us a few times yesterday as well. And very steady hands as well. But then couldn't get it away.
Gamma and Flying Colors have another break chance here. Ackerman to Gamma. Gamma quick to Hartmann. Hartmann looks back to the dump space. Gamma leads forward. Mulibad crosses the field and hits Albin Gamma for the goal. And Is that the player that you'd like to see
Yes,
testing
absolutely.
Gadamian? Because he was great in the air yesterday.
Yeah, my first interaction with him was we were both coaching under 14s, juniors, in Swiss Championships, and we're just messing around. And in my defense, I wasn't wearing shoes, but someone threw a disc at us, and I thought I could just catch it, and somehow he was like with his entire body above me, leaping from a standstill. So ever since then, I'm very scared to have to play
on the
against
radar.
him. Yeah,
He's got springs.
he's got springs.
Yeah, yesterday he was very, very good. I must say I took note of him playing yesterday. Nice reception there, but yesterday he was, just vertically going straight up, and you could fit boxes underneath him.
Yeah, and he's one of those that then floats. Just go up, stay there.
Defies gravity.
Yes, that line that just played from Colors was some people crossing over or joining the team from Crazy Dogs. From Stunts, yes. And I think that was maybe a little bit on purpose, because many of those have that synergy of having played there with each other. But I think they do cross over quite a lot between those teams. Wouldn't be able to tell you where all of the players originally come from.
Gadamian for the Panthers. That's Jan Gadamian. He hammers for Stoller. Stoller goes to center. Legenhagen gets the gainer. Muller. And right back to Legenhagen. Sent deep. And that's, it should have worked off the left hand. Tough one for Gensch.
But a well put huck, nice flow. It was a semi-power, I don't know, it was a full power position into setup cut. I think that's what Panthers want to do. And Gadamian kept his matchup a little bit out of the way. So try that again.
Big wind up. Odermatt then gives it up the line to move. Another one straight up the line. Bloom looks to center. Moof tries to dance, opens up in the back field, and does run under. Moof throws low. Reception there. Steiner goes up and over just barely. Jan Gadamian in the neighborhood. Odermatt, two hands strong. Winds up the backhand, sends, looking for Moof, and he got a good move on Muller, sucked him in, and then got away with the goal in the back.
Yeah, that one was maybe a little bit less well set up than the huck from Panthers. But if it works, it works. And there was enough float under it, and it was put curving outside a little bit.
You see Legenhagen taking the timeout for Panthers. Tough move there. I don't know what Muller thought he had if he had a play to go in the air, and then last minute realized he didn't. But really, that separation made the difference. 4-1 Colors jumping all over Panthers here in Lausanne. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more action from Swiss Nationals. Get there. Yes, he will. The lovely did.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat. Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater. On my Ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe. Oh, wow. Guided by some of your favorite Ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of. Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. You'll find Steph Pazzo at YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series. 4-1 Flying Colors on top of Panthers. Hot out of the gates. Panthers take the timeout. Let's see if they have worked out a way to get past this Colors defense. Hostetler comes under, hangs on, goes back to Polmeyer. Hostetler again. She sent it. Schemp in the area, but all sorts of company. That one's floating, and Ackerman gets the eventual knockdown.
Yeah, regular line from Panthers after the timeout, trusting their rotation. And again, I think the setup was fine. Maybe a little bit too much air underneath the disc. Wind going from a different direction than yesterday. Possibly part of it.
But very little wind today, too. I did just float. I think you got a bit of a wrong angle. Maybe the wind took it. There are breezes here.
Yeah, and I think we need to use Swiss standards here. I grew up playing in Amsterdam, so I agree that this might not be that windy, but I think, especially I feel it for 2 years practicing here, this is different from what you're used to.
Colors from the far sideline. Muleba takes the under. Zisweiler. That, of course, Carla. And we've got some muscle flexing going on out there, so it must be a pick.
Yeah, unclear where and if it affected, but this goes back. Mudebach not entirely happy with that. But again, it's just a pick. Just do it again.
Yeah, do it again. One more time.
Ah, that could be a huck right there. Yes.
Muleba doesn't take it. Waits for a nice dance move by Odermatt. He got some separation. And another upfield. It must be another pick.
Yeah, Gamma had some really nice separation with a jab step jump cut against Polmeyer. Need to be careful to use the last names here. Maybe he'll do it again. Yup.
Sent deep, and Hartman is there, and well read. Another one for Flying Colors. They get a break, and it's 5-1. They are really looking the goods.
Defense number 2 for Ackermann. Score number 2 for Hartman. I think, I vaguely remember them dominating the score sheet at whatever the junior championship was recently for the Swiss mixed team, and I think that this happening here it will continue, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
This is I think that was the line with the connections, the Wall Youth leaning line.
Right.
I'm gonna say. I think any of the Polmeyers and Gamma Albin, yes.
Yeah.
It was a very fun matchup to watch. They didn't throw it to him that much, but I think it's a very nice. If you like dancing, that's some good dancing going on.
We want to see it. There's the Fab connection over there. Fabrique beat Fab X this morning. Fabrique will play in the 5th place game. That is after this, the bronze medal game. But that was a fast-paced game this morning. Legenhage gets the pull after Schemp takes the reception. And Oberson moves it forward. Muller gets a move from Legenhage. She retreats in the backfield. Schemp. Inside, Oberson. He has to wait for Legenhage. Takes and leads Schemp. Nearly there. 5 meters away. Can Panthers stem the flow here? End the run of breaks. Hostetler goes high, far side. That should do it. And
absolutely
it does.
Beautiful. That was some super nice vision and execution on a cross breeze. Like I think up there is some wind coming across. Never a chance for the defense. Also on a force switch. I think? No, it was a break throw.
Yeah, it had the force moving a little bit.
Yeah, really nice. It was Schemp, Hostetler, and Legenhage working together there for quite a while, and quite successfully so. So maybe that's the recipe. Rather than hucking to Gadamian, just let them work.
Yeah, but we want to see a couple more hucks together.
Yeah. It was
a little bit of both.
But
they got to get back in the game first, doing something different.
Yes. Maybe then we forget about Gadamian.
Yeah.
And then we get surprised.
Just when you forget about him, then they can bring him back.
Yes.
Well, we'll see if that all works out. We got some more people in the chat here. Kessel, Paul Pauli for president. Oh, he's got some fans already.
Yeah, that's might be my team. So we're supposed to be scoring this game, and since I think we shout out to Silvan Hartmann who's taking over that job for us, because I'm here sitting talking rather than scoring.
Yeah, you're commentating. You can't do two of those jobs
Yes.
at the same time. And if you're president, my buddy Beener is there. I'm the mayor of the old Slamtown Flatball Club. So we've got the president and the mayor. You've taken rank on me on your first day commentating, Pauli.
Ah, that's okay. I'll take it down again.
Yes, no, it's fine. Happy to have you as president. Ackerman goes to hammer. Great takeaway there. That was Albin Gamma who sent it, and Muleba and Legenhager breaks it open, takes the D. Mona Hartmann almost gets it back. Nice layout, but Polmeyer keeps her hands. Stoller trying to open up, and nice throw by Polmeyer to get it to Stoller. Stoller, Dylan, and he fakes the forehand, centralized for Gadamian. Gadamian fakes the hammer, looks to the break side again, then to brother Sol on the open side. Sol Gadamian all the way over. Stoller, two hands, fakes the high release. Centers, Jan Gadamian. Legenhager, the block getter, has it again. Leads, and Jan Gadamian. And that is the double happiness for Legenhager as Panthers break and get two in a row.
Yeah, I think that was Gadamian Jan. It was the matchup against Gamma, and that was a straight upline beating his matchups, little jab step. I was watching the Langenhager Gamma matchup before.
Woo! Look at that Mulebach catch again.
Yes. Yeah, I think that was one of those layouts where you really need to prove that you can do these fancy layouts. And then conservation of greatness.
Yeah.
Maybe you're getting a little bit too excited. And then here's the upline from where Gamma maybe overestimates his ability to run backwards a little bit. Jan has quite the fast, quick first few steps.
Put him on skates a bit there.
Yeah, and Jan is very good at being casual about those. So he doesn't look like he's about to beat you, and then he beats you.
Nice skill to have that.
Yes. Nice patience from Langenhager. She was hanging out in the back of the end zone, watching the play develop, and always ready for a bailout, and then took nice swing momentum to give that 20-30 meter gain to the open side with nice separation and not forcing it on the open side, which in end zone sets is quite important.
Nice pull reception by Albin Gamma. Takes it high. Ackerman comes under. Clap into the midsection. Gamma, nice step to get up line on Schemp. Ackerman trying to make a move. Gamma to Muleba. Muleba goes the hammer, and that's going to work. Albin Gamma's there, but not in the end zone. And high release forehand. Muleba's there. Albin Gamma on the assist. Nice passage of play for the Flying Colors.
Yeah, that might as well have been one of those warm-up throw sequences where you stand on two sidelines, you just yeet it across the pitch, and then you throw it back. It's a hammer, it's a high-release flick. Doesn't matter if there's people in between. If you can release, just receive those, that works. I think there was a little bit more intensity from Colors. Got it getting broken. They seem to be a little bit more disciplined on what options to look at. I think those options are very open options that they do have in their standard repertoire, but they did look off a few dump options that weren't entirely clear and had some nice patience in their stack, letting people develop some cuts and then trying to get work off that. I think that might be, so the question is a little bit, can Panthers put out lines that can shut that down consistently? Because I think there's a little bit more in depth on the Colors side for having this kind of point. But they will need to.
They will need to. They're going to need some breaks eventually. Job one is to hold again and bring it back to within two. But if they're going to want a bronze medal, they're going to need some breaks eventually here. They've got one. Pull Meyer around. Gadamian The lean body gets low for that one. Now, Legenhager. Gadamian working hard, but it's the other, Jan Gadamian, who gets the disc in the swing space. Muller. Gainer to Polmeyer. Legenhager gets the left hand extended. And patiently waits. Gadamian gives a cut. Can't find the lane to throw. And now Loic Muller from the middle. Muller gives the backhand and makes it spectacular. Sol Gadamian maybe could have caught that a step or two earlier, but wasn't sure, waited, and gave us a layout.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of waking up. I like doing that, just laying out for the sake of getting your body a little bit shaken, a little bit adrenaline pumped. I don't think that was on purpose this time, but also Gadamian, one of those players that will always have this disc in general. Now I jinxed him after the play, I learned. So I think post-facto commentator cursing is not yet a thing.
No.
I hope at
That's
least.
just called praise.
Yes, that's a good word to use for that, in fact.
Yes. But post-factorial commentator curse, we can try and put that into the vernacular moving forward.
Yes. I hear there's an official dictionary on the desk. It's the UltiTV dictionary.
Yes.
With all the expressions being stat-keeped.
Yep. You better believe it. Buttery biscuits to shots for goals, and everything in between.
Well,
Albin Gamma takes the pull. Gamma's both in the backfield, but Muleba gives an option for a gainer. Gamma to Muleba to Gamma. And sent deep Hartman and Hostetler. Hartman had eyes on it way earlier and was never going to be denied.
yeah, and I think that was the play call, because Gamma did look for that huck on the first reception and then looked it off, because I think there was another colors man-matching matchup running deep and closing that space a little bit. But we're still looking for it. That's a game plan. I think Hostetler was baiting it a little bit. It would, like, that's a fun matchup to see, because they're both really quick. Really great closing speed on both sides, and then it becomes a reading and positioning battle, which is always fun to see. And of course, the highlight jumping in the end.
Swiss basketball training out there. Yeah, I thought Hostetler had quite good position, but unable to swing her head around. She was left to kind of swing her arms up in the air blindly, and that was about it. And as much as that'll get you a D from time to time, it's less often than not.
Yeah, it does help to see the disc and actually reach out to it. But it's especially on defense, sometimes that does distract from. You don't need to get it. You just need to prevent your opponent from getting it. And there, the hand swinging, some people argue is easier to do and sometimes effective.
Flail those arms, and this pull's going out of bounds. Flying Colors have half available if they can break.
Yeah, he's coming.
Panthers obviously want to keep things closer than that. Veek will bring it to the brick mark.
Yeah. So far, both teams usually playing from a vertical stack setup. We'll see.
And they've jacked it. Legenhager under Gamma and Ackerman coming close, but Legenhager reads it well, takes it high, and Panthers on the board.
Well, that was 3 people reaching, and only 1 came down with it. Also, yeah, you can see on the replay how much separation there was. Really nice pull play. But then the disc was hanging, and 3 people there, but had position, went up, high pointed it. Very nicely taken. Legenhager, as I wanted to mention this earlier, one of those people that usually goes for one-handed grabs, but also one of those people where I would never doubt that works. I think these late snappy grabs, I just seem to some magnetic pull to discs, which is I think just good catching technique maybe. But it looks for a second it's a heart attack, and then next second oh no, it's them. That's fine.
I mean, we were talking about it yesterday. Late hands is a good quality to have as a receiver. to not show the coverage defender what you're looking at, what you're planning on doing. You know, if you get your hand up really early, it gives the defense something to defend. So Legenhager showing some good late hands there. And now it's Flying Colors with the disc. Gamma to Hartman, who chucks the body, but a turnover and a short field chance for the Panthers.
Yeah, some absolutely way too preliminary analysis here. They had half, and that's maybe a bit nerve-breaking.
Pick up by Stoller. He goes to Gadamian. Back to Stoller. He leads. And Jan Gadamian this time. Jumpy on the mark is Albin Gamma. Stoller fires. Schemp is there, and the Panthers break. We're back to within 1, 6-7, the scoreline.
Yeah, unfortunate blown switch there on the mark. I do think that throw would have gone anyways, but it might have been a little bit harder for Stoller to get off. Yeah, I think that throw was going to go anyways, but still feels very frustrating as the Handler defense.
And we've got a timeout on the field. Taken by Panthers. Indeed it was. Taken by Panthers. They got their break. They want to take a little rest, extend this first half. And with the extended first half, it's time for you to get a drink and stay in front of your screens. We'll be back with all that action in no time.
Hallo miteinander, mein Name ist Daniele und ich probiere euch den Backhand näher zu bringen. Wir haben eigentlich im Koffergriff die Scheibe. Man nimmt den Daumen über die Rille vom Frisbee und macht hinten die Faust mit den Fingern, mit den restlichen, dass alles schön zusammen ist, sodass keine Löcher entstehen und man am Schluss die Scheibe gut losrühren kann.
And Colors and Panthers. Panthers take the timeout. This kid's taking no breaks up there, sitting on the upright. He's making me a little bit nervous, to be honest, but he seems to know what he's doing. He's catching and receiving from the crossbar there up on the rugby posts.
Has someone to catch him.
Yeah.
Or actually maybe pull him down.
I mean, good thing the grass is really soft here, too, just
That's
in
true.
case.
Yes.
But we will not hope for that to be the saving grace. And Albin Gamma jacks it deep, but that's going to be too far for Hartman again. And another turnover. Poily, are the Flying Colors getting a little jittery?
I think so, maybe a little bit. It's a big game, and then just body language-wise, Panthers seem more comfortable. They did wake up a little bit, and they're just still grounded. I don't see much difference in terms of what options they look at. They're still calmly fake, calmly cut. And Colors are maybe forcing some throws that might work if they're not nervous, but there's a little bit of nerve, and that's enough to put it a little bit too far.
Legenhager opens things up. I spoke to her this morning. She said it was a slow start this morning. People wondering which tent is whose and where my jersey is. And, well, so maybe it's taken them near a half, but they're waking up. Mueller to Legenhager. Legenhager showing some patience to Pohlmeier, who catches the inside throw in the outside lane. And Hostetler charges the corner. Another break. Couple mullets on the board. 7-7. It's Galaxy point.
Oh, yes, and that's that closing speed. That was a straight-up foot race. I think fine defense positioning, but just beating. And Pohlmeier knowing, looking for it, waiting, pointing, throwing, scoring. That's how you score on the end zone, on the front corner.
Hostetler takes that first step. Pohlmeier had it sighted from the get-go.
Yeah, and I think I might have spoken earlier on the roster size or depth. I thought Colors had more players, but they don't seem to do so.
Looking at the rosters, I think they are one player more for Panthers, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and that is Timon Müller wasn't here yesterday.
And Ria Schemp,
Yeah.
at least in my awareness. I
Yeah.
didn't have to deal with her on the field.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't play her, but she was here in the morning. But So they've had small bits of fluctuation. And has there been another timeout taken? It must have been by Flying Colors. We'll stay in right now. Maybe we can get another look at that kid on the post, because he's impressive, the amount of catches he's making up there. And his balance is impeccable.
Yeah, having a safe hand occasionally on the pole, but then...
Yeah, I've seen him go handless
Yes.
from time to time as well.
And rightfully complaining about that last thrown disc. That was way off. No way to get that. Hey.
Kid's got skills. And he's just,
And
boom, that
Hey.
kid is on fire.
I think that's 7-7 and 1 to the kid.
I mean, thank God this game's close, because we'll go back to the game, because if it was a blowout, we'd just be keeping it on that kid right now.
Yeah, thanks to Panthers for coming back for that. Now Galaxy Point fun. Let's see the lines. I think that's still a regular rotation from Panthers. Colors does... that might be a normal line as well, to be honest. Maybe a few people taking off that have shown some nerves or not feeling... or are feeling the nerves, maybe take off themselves. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure the coaching input there was breathe. They were standing in a circle, hugging each other. Just take a breath, calm, play your offense. My input would be, you're getting open, just keep taking easy options, and then we can go back to fancy stuff.
Gamma to Odermatt. And straight back to Jordy's Gamma, and we've got a collision and a
drop.
turnover. So the collision doesn't affect. The turnover happened on the goal line, and Flying Colors are having the wheels fall off at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I forgot a coaching input. Catch your discs. It was an easy option, but unfortunately some slippery hands.
Legenhaga from the goal line fires forward. Jan Gadamian, and that's 3 in a row very, very quickly, making it 8-4, and Panthers stealing half here against Flying Colors.
Yeah, it's the story of the last points is unfortunate mistakes for Colors and super efficient punishing from Panthers. I think they had 2 end zone possessions that they converted quite comfortably on a straight open side cut. But also they did work it downfield through their just normal system that didn't have to force stuff. In fact, maybe Panthers did realize that when they stop forcing stuff, they just play decent, or they play very good frisbee, and it works decently well. That was the decent I was trying to get to. And I don't know how long the halftime break is.
We probably have another minute here. So as such, let's take a quick break here, Poily. And we'll be back in just a minute for second half action in the bronze medal game.
There are so many reasons to outfit your team in Force beyond just looking the part of a champion. Force offers professional design services with their dedicated graphics team. All apparel is produced in France. Force works with a local labour team and their raw materials are sourced in Europe. Force insists on transparency with no hidden fees and international express shipping. Look the part and play the part with Force Sportswear.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded the tip and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
There are so many reasons to outfit your team in Force beyond just looking the part of a champion. Force offers professional design services with their dedicated graphics team. All apparel is produced in France. Force works with a local labour team and their raw materials are sourced in Europe. Force insists on transparency with no hidden fees and international express shipping. Look the part and play the part with Force Sportswear.
Welcome back. Second half action. Swiss Nationals Mixed Championship. This is the bronze medal game. Panthers have come storming back welcome to all you in the chat. Beaner, I see out there a lot of retracted messages. Very interesting. But they're gone now. They disappear. Let the info flow, people. Martin Fa. Oh, my God. Hoi, Pauli.
Hoi, Martin. Good morning to you too. Martin, a teammate of mine who's unfortunately sick this weekend and cannot play with us. Shout out to him.
Hoi is Nederlander, is Dutch.
I would like
Is
to
it
see
German?
Martin's face on that comment. That's very Swiss German, I think, to say
Ah.
hi. But I will from now on call that Dutch. Thank you, Steph.
I mean, don't they say in Dutch hoi hoi?
Yeah, but I think it's like that's another. If something's said in Swiss German as well, then it's a Swiss
hoi
German
hoi
thing.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't say hoi hoi. You just say
Hoi.
hoi.
Hoi. How you
Hey.
doing?
I'm not sure if hoi hoi in Dutch. It's more like hey. It wouldn't be spelled that way, and I think it's slightly different intonation. But that's hard to read from a chat.
Okay. And how do you say in Swiss German, hit the like button?
Gaan we bitte liken?
Ah, yeah. Do that then.
My Swiss German might not be very authentic.
Okay, but it's
Um,
better than mine.
Possibly. Very possibly.
No, indubitably.
Yeah, I think it's great entertainment for all the actual Swiss German speakers hearing me speak Swiss German. I had to coach a team last year, and that's how I learned. As they didn't understand me in High German, they didn't understand me in English, so I had to learn Swiss German.
That bounced off the line, so that should be a brick, I think.
I think it landed inbounds.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw the tape move when it hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
My
no,
intuition said
Yeah.
it hit the tape afterwards.
Then your intuition's what they interpreted as well, so we'll give you one there. Gamma to Hartman. Hartman eyes up field. Muleba fires forward. Gets the connection there and then straight back to Gamma. Gamma looks to the dump space. Schneider unavailable, goes to the end zone. Gadamian goes up. That could have been the Gadamian-Gamma aerial battle, but Gamma kind of got sucked underneath
I
the
think he
bottom
slipped.
side of Gadamian. Yeah, he did lose his
He
feet there.
slipped
Here it
on
is
the
again.
jump off. Okay, but he's standing. That's good. Yeah, that looks like something that like really could go into your back. I think he has a age advantage, maybe. So still stuffable.
How old is Alvin Gamma?
I guess he's playing under 17s this year.
Okay,
Um,
so 16 at the max.
is he?
No, we need.
Yeah, he is. That's headache for me next weekend. I'm coaching the Zurich under 17s. I don't really want to think about having to guard him or finding matchups, but we'll be fine, maybe.
Stoller to Schemp. Schemp waits and Sol Gadamian comes back. Gadamian winds up. We've got the Gadamian Gamma matchup. Stoller doesn't give the big. Instead, nice hands by Hostetler, who came under. Haas goes to Stoller and right back to Hostetler. Around, nice throw to give Stoller something to run into. The hammer deep in the end zone. Great hands by Timon Muller to take that one out of the sky.
Yeah, and we said it. I said at half that Panthers was playing solid, taking easy options. If this is also working for them, I think that might be worrying for Colors, because that was also not one of their traditional hammer receivers. Still making the play under pressure, grabbing it just above the head of his matchup. But the offense from Colors did look quite steady up until that being stuck on the sideline. I think there was a slip on the dump setup. And afterwards there was no fill option becoming available. I think there were two upline cards that were not really pulled through, and then it had to be a bailout to the end. And throwing into Sol Gadamian, that the matchup we want, but still a hard option to take on a high stall.
We still want to see the floaty
Yes.
Gamma versus Gadamian.
with a little bit less slipping, a little bit less edge.
Yeah. Just a flat floater. Back of the end zone. Let's see those two jump off. Odermatt backpedals and takes the pole. Nice chase by Mueller. Up line comes from Zisweiler and looking for Carla Zisweiler, but overshoots.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. I think the throw was fine. I think Zisweiler on the receiving end misreading it a little bit. Or maybe having a different idea, actually, on where the disc was going to go. There was space. It was a nice flow. Unfortunate.
Oh, and that one given right back.
On
Bounces
cue.
off the hands.
On cue, very unfortunate as well. Again, nice option. And now red zone set from Colors. Last time I said that looked quite messy, but we'll see if they can clean it up a little bit.
Odermatt throws and Langenhager cleans it up, takes the inside lane.
Not the cleanup I was referring to, but that's nice.
I had no. Very different versions of cleaning it up.
Yeah, that's one of those things that was ingrained into my brain when I started playing Frisbee, one of those experienced players. Never ever look for a straight throw to the open side when you're stuck to the next to the sideline and picking up a disc. Had a very angry person diplomatically put using strong words to not do that.
And we're just giving it back and forth here. Odermatt cleans up the blade.
Yeah, getting it back. I think he had two unfortunate impact events just before half, so that's good for his confidence and good for gaining back the rightful attitude to like be in the bronze medal game and just play your game.
Odermatt, low backhand picked up by Zisweiler. Cut comes back. He takes the one to the end zone. That is the one to take Koda Schneider with the goal reception.
I think this is really important for Colors. Get the disc back through a defensive block, not just a mistake from Panthers, and then work it through their handler set, work it into continuation options, and prove to themselves that they can, in fact, just keep doing this until the end zone. Because I still think that when they are in flow, they flow really nicely, and they should just be able to do this. And the mistakes, even when they were blocks from Panthers, were generated from them getting a little bit hectic in their options and not working it through their system.
So we've got the hand signals up. We have a 4 female point in the ABBAs of the world. You got like a whole lot happening in this complex here. Tennis courts, the gym. You get like the outdoor gym there, a little bit of pull-ups, getting the muscles going.
And there's a rugby practice, rugby kids practice happening on the turf adjacent to this field. Important stuff on this field though. Panthers trying to center. Ooh, that was a slip.
Gadamian winds up but does not give it, then hammers over top to Clara Pohlmeier. Inside, Schemp swipes away and then goes back to Stoller. Stoller has Gadamian charging under. Hammer deep and almost a second effort available for Gensch, but it does go to ground.
Nice pressure from Gamma this time again. We had that matchup before. This time going up a little bit earlier, keeping that position and forcing Hofstetter to also go up early and then not having the time to close their hands. Oh, nice break.
Albin Gamma. Gadamian leaping on the mark. Fluler goes under to Gamma. Gamma looking for Hartman too high, and Gadamian will intercept. Straight to the unguarded Stoller. And high for Jan Gadamian. Dive on the mark. Stoller to Hostetler. Hostetler. Oh, and the little zig when it should have been a zag. They did not get their communication right there with the eyes, and it's now flying colors. And timeout taken midpoint. Zisweiler, he wants a break to think about things. So with that, we'll take a break too. It's 8-9. Panthers still in the lead. Flying colors with possession. We'll be back to take this one home.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And created the net and made good.
That was absolutely incredible.
Get there. Yes, he will.
The lovely did.
And we're back. It's 9-8. Timeout taken. Can the flying colors tie things up here? That's what they're going to be hoping to do. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Poili Elziepen.
Yes, and I do have some particular opinions about Frisbee, and I've never been a fan of in-game timeouts.
Nor I.
And yeah, I think you might have started that opinion a little bit. We'll see. We have a strong streak. Here's some secret tactical insights to our opponents, maybe later today or at EUCF. I think we had 1 out of maybe 10 in-game turnouts, time overs that wasn't a turnout. We'll see if Colors is better than us, or most teams, in fact. I think I rarely see a timeout that works nicely.
I like the stat keeping on that.
Yeah.
We should get an all-time. That should be a stat that's always kept.
Absolutely not salty about it.
We'll start counting here if Flying Colors can score on this possession. They have to score on this one. If there's a double turnover, it still doesn't count as a timeout that helped to score.
Yeah, they did get it moving quite a bit already. So that's better than an immediate turnout. I think those first wave throwaways are still quite common for some reason.
Stoller took a poke in the eye or something.
Oh.
He's gone off injured, and Polmeyer will come in. Will Flying Colors make a change as well? Yes, they have. It's Muleba. Who's he come on for, though?
I think the matchup was.
So he's coming on for move.
Oh, never mind. 1, 2, 3. Ouais.
And we're back in. Flula to Muleba. Oh, just in front for Hartman. Hartman leads. Gamma on the doorstep. Nothing to throw to. Looking in the backfield. Gets Flula. She tests the mark, but the mark reacts well. So she goes back to Gamma. Inside throw, Hartman.
Oh.
I do love the way she throws her body, but she just missed on that one. Throw too far in front.
Yeah, but I think the mark was nicely moved. It was some nice movement before that. It was an open option. Unfortunate. Nice bid as well from Hartman.
Yeah, Hartman's winded herself. She's come off with an injury. Ackerman looks to be coming on.
Yes, up from Panthers as well. Langenhager, O-line main handler coming on. I think that's quite neat. For a break chance? No, I think that's a hole. It's an offensive point for Panthers.
The timeout didn't work. That's something. The burn and turn, as I like to call it. Some call it a time over, a turn out. I like to say you burn a timeout and then you turn it over, the burn and turn. And now Langenhager leads for Sol Gadamian. And he leads low. Hostetler right into Polmeyer. Gadamian was open on the far side, but Getch is open on the near side, and Panthers make it 10-8.
And I think that's the most I've seen Panthers celebrating, and I'm still going to be salty about that timeout. No, but I think it does feel a little bit like a break for Panthers, despite it just being a hold, I think. Because they had that offense, like they did get the defensive end zone D into a full field hold or full field working. I think there's a better term for that. Maybe not on Sunday morning. And then a completely open end zone throw. I think that's very neat for your own mentality if you get to do that. And I think it's even harder for Colors to use a timeout, use the energy, probably have a huddle where everyone's like, oh, super nice defense, let's hold it, let's get it back tied. And then you get disappointed when it doesn't work, and that's a high risk to take. But I do understand. I think there's it was one of the more veteran players on Colors who called it as this instinct of, hey, we have an important point here. We want to get some system into our playing. The question is just, can you do that by calling a timeout? Or is there maybe something more efficient that you can do on the field to get into that system?
Yeah, some vocal cues. I mean, it comes with training. There's all sorts that can be done, but taking the time out seems like a sensible option when you're out there. It seems like, well, we'll give ourselves a break, but it gives defensive position as well, is what it gives. So
and defensive breathing.
Yeah, I still think it gives more of an advantage to the defense. I think there are moments, like, and I'm talking like, 6 turnover points or more. You've been out there for more than a 5-minute point, 7-minute points, these kind of things. Okay, I get it. All right, you're gassed. You can't even cut. But until it gets to that point, there's very little that will convince me, and it seems you as well.
Yes, at least for now.
Deep shot from Bietti. They're making Hartman lay out every time she steps on the pitch. She didn't go that time. She knew she didn't have a chance. A bit too far again.
Yeah, some of these shots are they're well set up, but they're a little bit too not textbook enough. That this was the same fifth of the field huck, maybe over 3 people into a double cut. Quite hard to complete, and I think they have the throws, they have the receiving as well, but maybe not in this situation where they have to come back at this point.
Polmeyer takes the under to Mueller. Mueller turns upfield and was looking for Schemp, but Ackerman gets a fingertip to it and knocks it away.
Yeah, I think these defensive blocks are super important for Colors to get the disc back that way. I think it's a little easier for mentality-wise to actually get active blocks rather than team defenses. I think that's a maturity thing to also celebrate that as much or feel the, what a
That's
throw.
a beautiful throw by Albin Gamma, and he gets it back from Bloom. Muleba and Gamma exchange in the backfield. And now Gamma sends deep looking for Ackerman, who gets behind Schemp and makes a play at it. They're back within 1. It's 9-10.
I think there's a term, something called a trust throw. Trusting your receiver. That looked suspiciously like one of those. And I mean, Ackerman arguably a head shorter than her matchup in Langenhager, who has shown this game that she has the deep receiving, has the reading. But Gamma trusted his receiver, put that up. Again, high release flick, I think. Yeah, just casually leaning back, flipping it. Whee! And I mean, it was a throwing someone open. Ackerman was cutting to the other side. But maybe that was all. That's some vision. I think those throws might be something you do when you have less people tell you that it's not a smart option. And I do trust the intuition of these juniors who have lots of playing experience, but just didn't have that much thinking input. I think of rational. Let's minimize turnover risks. Where this option was in fact a safe one in his intuition, and he didn't second guess it, and then committed to it, and it's actually something that works as a play. But it's something you cannot coach really. But I still think maybe that's something to think about in terms of coaching youth, is just trying to find ways to trust their instincts to get throws off like this one, because it never looked dangerous.
Panthers kick things off from their end. Polmeyer to Mueller. Muller fakes with the forehand, gives the backhand. Legenhager is there. Gench looks to Legenhager, gives a little blade to get some forward ground. Then the under from Veek. He leans out with a calf flex and then goes back to center. And the bid there does enough to knock it away from Jan Gadamian.
Did the bid touch that?
Not sure if the bid did.
It looked like a slip on the bid into a confusion of a catch.
May have been just enough to distract.
Yes. Ooh.
Odermatt sends deep, move the target. Pick called, though. There is a pick called. Hold your celebrations.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those where it is a pick, it's clearly obstructed, and it's super hard to tell if that was a defensive play, but then he's very quick, and I think he does have a case to make. And he was definitely obstructed. The question is whether it did affect. And then on this kind of distance, you need to do the physics of like, hey, how quickly can your calves in fact accelerate to get to that point of the end zone? But it seems like the field says he could have.
Well, back in play, Odermatt takes a different option this time. It's Schneider, and then Moof has a strong left hand. Ooh, throws into a tight window, but gets away with it, and then Zisweiler gets the goal with the bid on her hip, and we're all tied up 10 apiece.
All tied up, and shout out to Odermatt. I think 2 scoring throws in 1 possession, really strong handling. Odermatt and Zisweiler, Flüler, not Zisweiler, really anchoring that possession. I think the classic handling set for Colors wasn't on the pitch, and it still looked very steady, despite a callback. And of course, forcing it up the sideline, because why not? It's very fun. In your ultimate experience, how often have you been told not to force it up the sideline, and how often does it still work and become one of those things where that gets celebrated the most because it is this special for some reason?
Yeah, jamming it up the jam hole is something that don't force it up the line. You hear it a lot, but I mean, when it's there, it's there. I would never forbid anybody from looking at it. Upline cuts are one of the cuts that you can get separation the quickest. One jab step will give you space up a line. It requires a short pass to hit it, to keep it open, because it will close down as quick as it opens up. But if they're going to keep giving that step, you got to keep taking it until the defense takes it away and makes you go back through the middle and around.
And that pull might have been further away from the field horizontally than it was, than it actually had distance on it. But nice time to set up.
Gadamian tried to get up, but I think the sideline was too close. And that means the throw from Stoller a bit too high. Here it is again.
Yeah, and this is the youngster line, and let's see. That's a chance for them to get up. I think they know that. I heard them coming back from the line, hyping themselves up, knowing that this is their chance. They have some momentum right now. Odermatt again on the pitch.
Odermatt sends deep. Muleba, Gadamian can't get around, and it's Albin Gamma takes it down. And that was a whole bunch of awesome receivers in one neighborhood, and it's Albin Gamma who rises above.
Yeah, and I think Mühlebach complaining a little bit that he got skied there by his teammate, and then probably like he was also spiked on by his teammate. No, not at him, but yeah, some energy coming out of the youngster there.
That is a lead taker. That's a big take for Albin Gamma.
Big throw, big moment in the game.
Great scorekeeping happening over there. And I think we've got another timeout. So with it, we'll take a short break. We'll be back. I think this one's going to be tight right to the finish.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded the tip and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe,
Oh, wow.
guided by some of your favorite Ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
Yes, he will.
The lovely did.
Make sure you get your footwork going. Keeping fit, keeping fresh here in Lausanne. 11-10 colors just take the lead back. The flying colors over Panthers.
Yeah,
Panthers have Bern. A lot of clubs in Bern. Imagine they combined. Would they be a force to be reckoned with?
And they're all
Scarillas,
already.
Panthers, Fab. If that was one club.
I mean, arguably there are already multiple forces to be reckoned with. Ratrak and Fab, the open side being very strong teams. Fabulous and Hot Mess Express being very strong women's teams.
Is Hot Mess Express a Scarillas club or a Panthers club?
Hot Mess is the
they're
women's team
just
from Panthers,
independent?
as far as I know.
Yeah.
The name confuses me there, but I think they player-wise that should be Panthers or Ratrak.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know if Ratrak's just the open team of the club.
Ooh, bid by Gamma, but now there's space for Mueller and Stoller. Stoller. Well-defended corner there by Flying Colors. And they go around to Legenhaggard. Leads forward, Polmeyer, 2 hands out. And inside throw to Loic Mueller. And it's tied up at 11s.
And those were some, I want to say, banana cutty options. Again, Panthers like the open side, but they seem to get it work quite consistently. Here, first cut, and then here running a nice little. It wasn't a circle. It was a nice jab. Looking for the inside window, getting it, and yeah, have to shut down option 1 and 2 and 3 sometimes. In fact, it's a very important defensive lesson. Is you need to do your job again and again and again and again, and then again. Yeah, and
All right, kid on the post.
kid on the post.
Maybe he's glued up there. That's why there's no threat of falling.
Possibly. I did see him climb up and down. I think
Okay.
he has the potential to go even higher, but maybe has some instructions not to do so. Not that that would prevent
The
kids from doing
offspring
that.
of Peter Parker.
Peter Potter would hang.
Yeah, true. 11-11. 4 ones on the board. Here's the pull. And Gamma will pick it up from the very corner of the field proper. Low throw out of Muliba's hand. And the Gamma siblings reconnect. Hartman finally has one she doesn't have to lay out for. To Muliba. Muliba to Zisweiler. To Albin Gamma. Gamma around to Gamma. And led forward, Schneider. Gamma to Muliba. Sideline wants a hammer. Schneider casual with the left hand and drops it.
Yeah, tries to do a Langenhager and couldn't. The late snap, one-handed grab. Maybe they throw a little bit behind him. Yeah, still maybe could have gone with 2 hands, but that's unfortunate. It's one of those where you really don't, as a receiver, you feel really bad about it, but it is hard to catch and adjust. Especially on these pitches, they are very soft, but they're also very slippery. Gotta have like your body very low in terms of center of mass.
Hostetler gets from Schemp and high throw to Wieck. Wieck gives the hammer, but that's not enough.
Yeah, here the Scorilla sideline. Maybe putting some bad ideas in the heads of Panthers players.
Enticing the Hammers.
But they look satisfied. They got a hammer.
Odermatt to Gamma. Flying colors. In possession. Odermatt.
Oh,
Lasers deep. This is what we've been wanting. Gamma against Gadamian. Gamma went up early. Gadamian went up perfectly. Takes it down, and wow, Veek saves that one.
what a save. Sequence of events and so many things happening.
Oh, Polmeyer overshoots Veek, and Flying Colors will take it back.
Yeah, that's an 11-11 game you want. You want to see Flying Colors flying, Panthers doing what cats do, jumping even higher. I'm not sure if they want to be called Panthers at this point, but seems to do the job for them.
That's what's
Do we
working.
get it again? No.
Zisweiler. Yeah, we would take it again. Gamma. Odermatt was deep. Albin Gamma comes back under. Winds up and threatens the hammer, but goes back to Sister. Schneider. Ackerman. Ackerman looks back.
That was a high stall.
Indeed. Gamma there. Jordis to Odermatt.
Really stuck on the sideline right now.
Gamma again. Zisweiler. Shakes the shoulders, then goes back to Odermatt. High release with an OI on it. Zisweiler backpedals, not in. Fires for the corner. Mona Hartman is there for the goal, and Flying Colors staying ahead.
Yeah, this is another one of those momentum points, really important. And then maybe it's, again, nice that it works on a semi-textbook option. The all-eye flick not into the end zone, just perfectly put outside of the defender's reach. And then an easy completion to the break side, continuing that momentum. But it was a nice shutdown defense from Panthers before that. Colors was stuck in the handling space with almost no movement. But very tense. The sideline was getting loud. Everyone was dancing on their tiptoeing and figuring out what to do. But they kept calm. They had, I think, 2 stall 8s, 7-8s dumps to get off. And then had that high release. Odermatt said he had enough. Let's just try something new. Or not that new in this game, maybe. But let's try something out of the textbook. And
This guy getting a selfie game on over here? Is he having a Vizio? A conference call. Any which way. It's got to be selfies. He's taking selfies and checking them out immediately.
that's what you have to do with selfies, I guess.
I guess.
I don't think I've taken a voluntary selfie since I've become an adult, so I'm not the person to ask for that.
When did you become an adult?
Age-wise, I meant in this case. Don't know if in other cases that's a claim I can make. Yeah, maybe.
Hostetler with the disc. Big Mark gets up to Mueller. No. And the throw was speculative, and then Hostetler couldn't hang on to a bobbler.
Panthers taking something out of the Colors textbook, trying those OI flicks to the break side, where maybe not that necessary at all. Colors possession now to go up by 2.
Moof with the disc. Ooh, and another speculator, but hung on to by Fluler. Moof, hammer, hat off, and into the breadbasket for Zisweiler. That's Giannis for the goal.
Yeah, and this seems to be a game of momentum swings. Panthers had that into half, they took another point, and then it was Colors since then. I think Panthers had some not so steady holds afterwards, or they were definitely not clean, and then Colors currently is winning the energy battle, especially in terms of Frisbee. I think sideline-wise, both teams are now here and present, but Colors did listen to their advice at halftime. They were saying it when they came back from the line, just play their game, breathe, and they're doing that, and then playing their game until they find the nice hammer option. We should ask the Gorilla sideline if they still like hammers if they're coming from colors, because I do think they support the Panthers as some burn kinship.
They're all feeling the burn.
Yes, might be a timeout.
I think it is a timeout. 13-11. We'll stay in for this timeout. I'll hang about. Get lots happening here.
Yeah, there's a reverse roles. Last time there was a timeout after a momentum swing. It was the colors standing there, hugging each other, looking intense, talking. Some nice huddles. There's some very nice mic'd up recordings of those huddles. Because in the moment you don't really, at least it doesn't really, the exact words don't really matter. It's about the energy and body language and getting the atmosphere going. But then when you have those recordings, there are words being said, and it's very interesting to listen to.
Yeah. So they make me laugh sometimes. Some awesome speeches. Sometimes it's a lot of swearing. Sometimes it's a lot of just words that don't really string together perfectly. But it's enough to get the team going. Most people know what the message is meant to be.
It's usually very similar messages.
Yep.
It's very many words to say those messages. Here, even Silvan Hartmann coming into the huddle here at this important point with his crutches. Promised him I would shout him out. He's missing as an important player. He's a Diskin MVP from this year, Diskin camp in France. Beat the coaches, almost beat the World Gibbs team of France. Unfortunately pulled some tendons in his ankle, and very unfortunate not able to play for now, but still here to support. And older brother of Mona Hartmann, and so far she's done the family's job, flying around, steady. I don't think she's had a mistake.
No, she's been awesome.
Strong family. Let's see if Panthers hugging helped, and the speeches.
Let's see how we go. Stoller with the disc currently, wearing his Melbourne Chili hat.
Oh,
wonder if he played there, if that's a trade.
I think he has quite some national team experience.
But Chili's from Australia.
Yeah, but you play against an Australian team, maybe you get a hat there.
And the hammer from Gadamian, not enough. Looking for Polmeyer, and now a chance to really blow this lead open. If they can make it 3 at this stage of the game, it'll be very improbable for Panthers.
But nothing they haven't done this game.
No, exactly. These lead changes have happened. Move with the disc. The foot almost gets there inside. Bieri.
There was a piece on that disc.
Oh, and Zisweiler can't hang on. And another chance for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think they might want to go back to playing textbook boring frisbee a little bit, because that was working, and then they added the fancy plays, which are currently not working for them.
Gadamian went deep right away. They didn't take him. Mulebas.
Switch.
Ooh, yeah. Just off the ground. You think it might have touched. They do find the front line. Gench hits. They keep it to within 1. And that is a more manageable end of the game for the Panthers now.
Yeah, very unfortunate slip for Bieri from Colors. I think did cover her matchup. Let's see on the up or down. Yeah, I thought it might have skimmed the grass there because it was edged.
Oh, you're right. It was very close.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can concretely say down.
Yeah, I agree on the replay.
It is very close, but
and then here the slip and too late realizing on switch. Very nice switching on the before that in the handler space from Colors. Did confuse the Panthers handler for I think 3 or 4 stalled seconds, but then they got off this low disc to Gadamian, or from Gadamian to Gadamian. But that's a hole for Panthers. Within 1, anything can happen, as a certain Mr. Rapazzo says occasionally.
You better believe it. Say what, anything can happen.
Still Panthers sticking to their normal rotations. Colors as well, the youngster line out here. They've steadied themselves in the second half quite a bit, looking quite solid handling, receiving. See what they can do here.
Beener says that one was down.
Well, Bina says so.
Yeah, I like to hear the opinions from the chat.
Nice receive.
And Odermatt's got one.
He wants that deep shot. Not getting it, but to the ever steady Hartmann.
Hartmann 5. Oh, and Albin Gamma has the clap of doom there. Claps the hands and watches it as it hits the ground. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I think they're cycling it through the the colors man matching side a little bit. I think that's like third or fourth drop on discs. Very unfortunate, but it was looking like very nice offense until then. Maybe he was a little bit too comfortable. Nice defense.
Pohlmeier to Schemp. And yeah, we do have an injury there. Looks
Not sure what happened.
Lena Schubert. Well,
We just stepped on
foot
or twisted.
ankle. I mean, I'm not sure what it is, but doesn't want to use that left foot.
Mühlebach coming off for colors as well. Or was he just there to help? No, the Mühlebach coming off. And Blum joining. Youngster out, youngster in.
And almost into play here. Schemp does have the disc when we're ready.
That's a break chance to tie. Almost missed that.
There's Schemp. Inside and off the hands. Ackerman, I think, got a block on that.
Yeah, that's at least block number 4 for Ackermann. Really nice work. And it's back to Odermatt handling. Oh, he always looks deep.
That's a big day of stat getting for Ackerman if there's 4 blocks. Odermatt to Gamma. Gamma leads. Ackerman comes to. Eyes the upfield, then the dump space. There's a pick called from the stack.
And I think that might have saved colors a little because both Odermatt and Gamma are cutting to the same space on a high stall. See if they can figure out who goes where.
Odermatt gets the space he was after, then shoots deep. Blum has separation, but can't come down with it. Island closed the gap. Are they discussing any potential for a call? They're hanging around and talking.
I think they were figuring out whether they want to discuss, but the disc, it seemed out like he was jumping to the outside. I think he just he didn't misread it. His hands didn't really touch the disc in a place where they catch them. Nice defensive effort, nice close-up. I thought that was he had nice separation and nicely put, but the field was suddenly done, which is unfortunate for receivers.
Pohlmeier puts it into play. Mueller to Pohlmeier. That's Jan Philipp Pohlmeier. Leads. Nice grab by Legenhager. Leans into it. Then Hostetler. Pohlmeier. They're on the run. Jailbreak for the Panthers. One end to the other. Popped up and knocked away by Odermatt. A bit casual by Jan Philipp Pohlmeier in the end.
I was going to say that was some really nice flowing offense all the way. I was going to say one of the prettiest offensive points we've seen this game. Maybe Pohlmeier felt that and wanted to top it off. We're getting a matchup.
And now we got the same as we had the other way, and Island gets in front. And now Timo Muller to Jan Philipp Pohlmeier. Clara Pohlmeier to Muller. Muller to Schemp, who almost looked away. Schemp waiting for an opening and then just throws it towards the stack. Unhappy with what was developing. Gamma for flying colors. Going the other way. Ackerman and Odermatt in the same spot, but Odermatt puts the left hand to it, now leads to Blum. Blum, eyes upfield. Albin Gamma is hit on the throw and calls the foul, I think, justifiable.
Yeah, there was contact. It was just at the release point. I do get, as soon as that throws him off balance at all with these quick release give goes, like it has a huge impact on the disc shape and where it actually gets put into the air. I think it seems like an accepted foul. But flow stopped from Colors. That throw from Panthers, I think there was a nice switch from Colors, and the Panthers tried to abuse it but didn't realize it was a really well executed switch and wasn't open in fact.
High release forehand. Ackerman is there, and they stay ahead by 2. Panthers had their chances. Boy, did they ever. But Flying Colors take it to game point 14-12.
We're getting some really fun points here to watch. This is exciting frisbee, and Gamma high release flicks seem to be some. Maybe that's the play, maybe that's the plan, but it's working. It looks pretty. It's non-standard, so that's a little bit more exciting. And that's extended bookends for Ackerman, I think. At least got one defense. Also involved in the switch, but then in the end, Odermatt or Bloom slapping it down. Yeah, I want to again highlight Odermatt's steady presence. I think he's only looking at decent options. Those D-pucks that 2 non-received, but I think they were good options in terms of field position and how much field to throw into. And he has the throws, so I think even at this point of the game, it's important that they take those shots, because then they do get the unders open. And they can trust their defense to get those back if needed. And I mean, Gamma not catching that disc was surprising. So
Beener dominating the chats here, loving this game, loving your chat. Everybody else get in. Make sure you hit that like button too, because this game is very worth liking. It's been a cracker, and I got a sense of a big finish coming on.
Oh,
I don't see the Panthers going away without a fight here. Legenhager has the disc. Around to Polmeyer. Legenhager. Veek.
Schubert back on the field as well. Nice to see.
To Polmeyer and Legenhager once more. Stall count mounting, and then where's the conversation here? Is it on the disc or in the stack?
Field doesn't seem to be sure either, but this is coming back in on a stall 5 or something, so that's already high-ish.
Legenhager finds Muller. Chance for a bronze medal now for Flying Colors if they can just walk it past the line.
Yeah, Muller having the experience that Schnieder had earlier on the color side, disc slightly behind, tried to clap cash and just hit the air instead.
Zisweiler.
That's for game.
To Flulard. Bronze medal on the line. Moof.
Oh,
Less than
open.
10 away. Fires across the field. Gamma gets the right hand up. And that is a bronze medal for the youngsters. Flying Colors take one from Panthers of Bern. They had a tough end of the game. A couple errors that were just a bit unforced and potentially inexcusable.
Yeah, I think those inexcusable might be a little bit harsh, but they will feel that way. They had a very nice game, a very nice fight. They gave us a show, but I think that was a perfect finish for the game. They had 2 nice, solid textbook options up the field into a flick across 3 people on a semi-open receiver that wasn't cutting at all. So that's Colors' offense in a nutshell, and it working. Fit as well. A very steady receive from Gamma. I think she also has one of those. I only catch one-handed because that's easier for me. Hands.
Which
never
never
doubted.
makes sense to me, but I understand it. That's the way you get comfortable catching. I'd say inexcusable only to oneself. Those are inexcusable in your memory and your thoughts when you think back of the game and recall your errors. I still have errors from 20 years and beyond that come to memory as we have a look at all of the highlights from the game. These will be able to give us some great memories.
Mühlebach receiving a hammer, Mühlebach shooting a hammer.
And here's the high release from Albin Gamma. Here it comes.
Yes.
Yoink, and Muleba is there. So we're going to leave you with these highlights. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you stay with us. 2 games remain, one coming up very shortly, then a short break before the grand finale where Poili El Zipin will be playing in that one. You must be excited for your final.
Oh yes, I think this is our. I mean, I think we have enough pressure on ourselves. I can add some more. We came here to win. We want to win. Want to qualify, and I think we are the favorites by the season. I like that position. I think I might be doing some people in my team a misfavor here. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Pressure is a privilege. Pressure makes diamonds.
Yes, exactly.
If you can't accept the pressure, you can't sit at the top of the heap.
Yeah, I love the pressure. I think I play better under it, and I'm excited to play finals. Finally on stream this weekend, and we'll see if we can deliver. Honestly, I wouldn't put myself in the shoes of either. Actually, maybe on the receiving end, but definitely not on the throwing end of some of the stuff that Colors did. But if I end up misthrowing one of those, I'll blame it on wanting to replicate this game and the show.
All right. Well, at least you've got your scapegoat already in the back pocket. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks for being in the chats and doing all the good things. For Poily Elzeepin, I've been Stefan Rapazza.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
Alti.tv